The only fish you're going to see today are on the roof. The golden fish, they're still used as weather vanes. The old fish market is now used for filming and for corporate functions. And to our right, we're passing all this area from the bridge behind us all the way along. All this complex is all called London Bridge City, and it's all privately owned by the Kuwaiti royal family. It is worth billions of pounds. They've got their own private hospital behind the boat. You've got offices, financial buildings, bars, casinos, and the high archway to your right, well, that was a small dock years ago, is through there where barges were taken to be unloaded of the cargo beneath the shelter. They've now filled in the dockway, and that's a small shopping complex with many bars and restaurants. And the pub on the right, the Horniman and Hayes, they do a nice bit of fish and chips in there. And we quite often get asked about fish and chips, they do a nice one in there, the Horniman and Hayes. Now we've got our 3 vessels on our right, the large one of course, the HMS Belfast. And she was built nearly 70 years ago in the same shipyard in Northern Ireland as the Titanic. And that was the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast. And here to the right, 2 patrol vessels. Just making a courtesy visit here into London.
Hello!
German, I think. Now, the HMS Belfast, she's now a museum ship. You can go on board the Belfast, look around all 9 decks, and she saw a lot of action in the Second World War. Now, she was responsible for the sinking of the German battleship, the Scharnhorst. And that was on Boxing Day, 1943. The Scharnhorst was twice the size of the Belfast, and she was the pride of the German fleet. So that's a remarkable vessel, well worth the day. And to our left, it's now up here, our destination. Now we've got a tug and tow coming through ahead of us, so we're gonna keep out of the way. So the tug will be coming right through. It's got a lot of water in there. These tyres coming into London, so he's got the right to play. These go into barges, so these barges are empty. 70% of household rubbish is taken away from London by river every day. It's keeping thousands of lorries off the road, so this is the main highway through London, and it really isn't used enough. In each one of these barges, there's 30 containers, and each tug will tow 3 barges, so one tug keeping 100 lorries off the road. And there it is coming through the bridge now. We're just going to hold the boat. Now we're going to cross over very shortly. So what we do while we're sitting here, just look over there to your left. On the river wall, the Traitors' Gates, the Brits Up Archway. Through there, many traitors were taken to be imprisoned or executed within the tower. And that archway is said to be London's first one-way street. Because if you ever went up through the archway, you would not be coming back out. And there's a lot of modern buildings. You see, ain't all history over there to the right. You see this round glass building, City Hall, and that's the office for the Mayor of Greater London, Boris Johnson, an American born out in New York, Boris, and he replaces Ken Livingstone, and that is City Hall. And as we said, all of the new buildings, they're all set to resemble something, and that is set to resemble a crash helmet. It's meant to be a motorbike's crash helmet at City Hall on the right. Now this time, look behind the boat on your left, look above the buildings, another one of these modern buildings. And we've had quite a few suggestions on what that one looks like, ladies and gentlemen. But I think we're going to stick with a rocket. And that rocket-shaped building is nicknamed the Gherkin, due to the shape. And when it was opened about 4 years ago, one evening, it was all lit up, a luminous green. So they've called it the Gherkin. And all it is an office for Swiss Re, a Swiss banking insurance company. We've seen many suggestions we've had. Some people say it looks like an egg, a bullet, American football. And now look at that lovely side of the bridge. Tower Bridge was opened June the 30th, 1894. And the famous thing about that old bridge are the centre bascules. They do open.